But we are also now joined by Chief Executive Officer of Ringgit Plus, Mr. Hann Liew. Welcome to the studio.
Hi, welcome.
Right, now before we get, there's a lot of areas to cover, but before we get into the discussion, let's take a look at this clip.
And being a developed country, obviously, we want to make sure that education is also accessible for everyone. So if we are being integrated in the school, it's together with other hearing students. How do we have access to the education? Let's say if I were to go to the mosque, obviously Friday's sermon is very important, but how could I have access to it? I can go, I can pray there, yes, but I only will get part of it. So recently, when we talk about, coming up to 5G, we are very happy because 5G could actually give the a better access for us, with the technology, so we can communicate via phone, using the technology. We can actually use the video relay service. To actually be connected with other people. So interpreters don't have to come.
Well, there you go, a brief example of the challenges faced by the disabled community. Hawati, let's start with you. Some measures were introduced. First up, 23 million ringgit allocated to ensure school facilities are disabled friendly. Disabled persons aged 89 and above earning less than 2,000 ringgit will be eligible for the Bantuan Sara Hidup allocation. Another 20 million ringgit for 5 new learning centres to help the disabled. These, among others. Is this enough to help improve quality of life significantly for this group of people?
I mean, a small step, we have to start. I mean, I don't really know whether it's adequate or not, but we have to start with something. And then given that government is taking this initiative, and we hope that this can be scaled up by, for example, by other parties like private sector. But I really believe that this type of vulnerable group, these are the people that, because they face this condition that they cannot be economically independent themselves. So it's really important for this type of subgroup being assisted, rather than, for example, like we're trying to address cost of living and to people who are really can go out and work. So, yeah.
Right. What initiative do you see in this budget that can help other groups? For example, the orang asli, single mothers, and also single mothers.
Okay, I particularly like that gender issues continue to be something that government put attention. We saw that there are a few initiatives that being addressed for women, particularly to increase their participation in the labour market, to actually empower them to be economically independent, for example, and also to help to supplement the family's income. For example, we have these financing facilities for women, giving increased maternity leave, and also this is something new that I saw, that government try to help women returning to work by government providing incentive for hiring, as well as wage incentive for women. But I would like to make a point here that while we are trying to address inequality in the labour market, we should not also forget the inequality at home that women are facing, because a lot of reasons that cited by women why they stay out of work is because of this burden at home. So it's really like trying to equalize this burden at home. For example, for men to take up more care work at home. And another reason that women cited that why they stay out of labour force is due to having to take care of children. So the initiative to really provide childcare centre is something that is positive, but we have to really see the implementation of it, because we know that there are a lot of centre, for example, Permata childcare centre, they are a bit under capacity, probably due to location for women to access, and somehow they resort to all these informal childminder. So yeah, childcare is something that we can look on to actually help free women from this burden at home and for them to actually participate. But given having said that, I also would like to say that probably we should also respect if for women who choose to just stay at home and do all these unpaid care work. And I think that this ISURI is something that government try to value this invisible work that being taken up by women.
Right, thank you. Now, Mr. Hann, I'm going to go to you right now. What do you think some of the things highlighted or included in the budget that you think can help families, you know, being a financial planner yourself, a certified financial planner if I'm not wrong?
Yep. So for me, like, I mean, I'm just echoing what the panel said earlier, right? Which is this budget feels very inclusive, right? Everyone's covered. In terms of families, I think there are a couple of things. The first is a continuation of Bantuan Sara Hidup. For me, that's that welfare program needed to be continued. Right, it's absolutely essential for families, especially in that B40 group, just to get by, right? And for me, that was the key. The second, I think, is more about not family planning, but planning for when you don't have income anymore. So certain things which contribute to what to do when you're thinking about retirement and saving up money to support either yourself or your family. So the couple of things were, you know, extension of the PRS, private retirement scheme system, to be more flexible, to account for things which are unforeseen, similar to EPF. Right. So here's an example. You know, you need to buy a house. You had some savings in PRS. You need to take it out. You can do so now without penalties. You know, your child falls sick. You need to pay for medical expenses. You can take it out now without encountering penalties. So that's, you know, a couple of things that I think were geared towards, hey, like financial well-being and you know, just making a better financial state for your family.
Yeah, talking about healthcare, it's getting more and more expensive every year. And then the new social protection scheme, My Salam, which was included in the budget 2020, also expands its coverage from 36 to 45 major illnesses. What's your take on this?
Oh, for me, My Salam is absolutely essential as a safety net, right? Because I think if you look at the stats coming out from Bank Negara, they're saying, you know, life insurance and also counted in that is critical illness. Life insurance penetration rate is at 55%, right, or in the mid-50s right now. And majority of people who aren't covered by life insurance are those in, again, that B40 segment, right? Which, again, My Salam is you get it automatically as you know, as part of being a recipient, right? And for me, there's nothing worse than losing income as a result of illness, and this for me is an absolutely crucial safety net, right? So you get if you fall ill from these kind of 45 illnesses, and expansion of illnesses to cover those that stop you being able to work is key, right? And just having that cash payout when you get ill, and having your hospital bills covered, or your daily board and hospital covered, I think it's 50 ringgit a day automatically, is absolutely crucial.
Perfect.